This is the story of how the kiwi lost his wings. One day, Tane Mahuta was walking through the forest. He looked up at his children, reaching for the sky, and he noticed that they were starting to get sick because bugs were eating them. He talked to his brother, Tane Hukahuka, who called all of his children the birds of the air together. Tane Mahuta spoke to them. "Something is eating my children, the trees. I need one of you to come down from the forest roof and to live on the floor so that my children can be saved and your home can be saved. Who will come?" All was quiet and not a bird spoke. Tane Hukahuka turned to Tui. Tui, will you come down from the forest roof?" Tui looked up at the trees and saw the sun filtering through the leaves, and Tui looked down at the forest floor and saw the cold, dark earth, and he shuddered. "Kau, Tane Hukahuka, for it is too dark, and I'm afraid of the dark." Tane Hukahuka turned to Pakeko. "Pakeko, will you come down from the forest roof?" Pakeko looked down at the forest floor and saw the cold, damp earth, and he shuddered. "Oh, Kau, Tane Hukahuka, for it is too damp, and I do not want to get my feet wet." All was quiet and not a bird spoke, and great was the sadness in the heart of Tane Hukahuka, for he knew that if one of his children did not come down from the forest roof, not only would his brother lose his children, but the birds would have no home. So Tane Hukahuka turned to Kiwi. Kiwi, will you come down from the forest roof?" Kiwi looked up at the trees and he saw the sun filtering through. He looked down and around him and he saw his family. He looked down at the cold, damp earth. He looked around once more, and then he turned to Tane Hukahuka and said, "I will." Great was the joy in the hearts of Tane Hukahuka and Tane Mahuta, for this little bird was giving them hope. But Tane Mahuta felt that he should warn Kiwi of what would happen to him if he came down from the forest roof. Kiwi, do you realize that if you do this, you will have to grow thick, strong legs so that you can rip apart the logs on the ground? You will lose your beautiful coloured feathers and wings so that you will never be able to return to the forest roof. You will never see the light of the day again. All was quiet and not a bird spoke. Kiwi, will you come down from the forest roof?" Kiwi took one last look at the sun filtering through the leaves, and he said a silent goodbye. Kiwi took one last look at the other birds, their wings and their coloured feathers, and he said a silent goodbye. Looking around once more, he turned to Tane Hukahuka, and he said, "I will." Then Tane Hukahuka turned to the other birds, and he said, Tui, because you were too scared to come down from the forest roof, from now on you will wear 2 white feathers at your throat as the mark of a coward. Pakeko, because you did not want to get your feet wet, you will forever live in the swamp. But you, Kiwi, because of your great sacrifice, you will become the most well-known and most loved bird of them all. That was the story of how the kiwi lost his wings. I hope you enjoyed my video today, something a little bit different. I put out the challenge to you guys at home to make your own puppets and tell me a story.